Because if you're already stretched just from me hearing your schedule. You seem to be already kind of stretched pretty thin. I mean, you got your full time day job, and of course, I'm gonna know what YouTube requires, and that's a whole nother animal there. So that's not gonna leave you a lot of time. Do you have family too, or are you just is just you?
No, thank God, I'm single, no wife, no kids, so
Okay,
I had that problem.
okay, so yeah, you may be able to do a little bit. I mean, but then you got your gigs too,
Well, the
and you
thing
got
is,
your
my
church stuff too.
my church stuff is not heavy because basically both churches don't rehearse, so that's
Oh,
that's unheard of, right? They don't rehearse, so I basically play on Saturday and Sunday, no rehearsal, just go and play. Um,
but you still got to learn the songs though. I mean, obviously, you got to put them.
Man, basically that's why I'm looking to get better because basically it's no learning. Basically, I go to church, the lady starts, she's like, all right, we're gonna do this, and then both churches do me the same way.
Oh,
I promise you, bro. Like sometimes, like it's funny because the bass player, I don't know if you know this guy named Dominic Weatherby. He played bass.
mm.
Dope musician, but sometimes he literally has to get on the keyboard because I don't know the song. And the one church I play,
Oh.
it's so embarrassing. But it's like you can't expect me to know every song in church. You know what I
So
mean?
your church isn't listening. Your church isn't sending you the stuff in advance. You're just kind of going off the cuff.
Off the cuff, both
Well,
of them, both
I
churches.
hope they don't. I hope they don't see this video because that ain't gonna work.
Bro, I
They
tell
need
you,
to
it's
get
it's
organized, man.
it's
What
stressful,
in the
man.
world? No,
Stressful,
that
bro.
ain't. Hey, listen, that's not the way you treat a musician. You you that last minute stuff, man. Come on, we ain't living in. This ain't the. This is 2020,
Right.
2020, 21, man. Like, come
So
on.
many resources,
Can't
right?
be whispering in my ear and give me the song at the last minute. I mean, I could understand if that's you know what I'm saying. I'm for musicians, man. So if I decide to put this up on YouTube, show them the video. Tell them y'all need to do better, man. Like this can't be, church is no excuse for not people not to have a certain amount of preparation. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because the musician is just gonna help you out if you know the songs beforehand.
Man,
But anyway,
man.
anyway, that said, hey, it's all better for you, as far as you being able to, work on stuff, work on stuff on your own that you really need in terms of growth. So what I would do is, I would honestly, you need to study a song. You need to study at a deeper level because you said you haven't really been as structured. Uh, so I think one of the things you could start doing is kind of taking a song, not a church song, not a band song. You need to take your own song. You'll be surprised at how many musicians haven't done that, right? That the only thing they've been doing is stuff for their professional stuff.
Right.
Like, whatever they're learning for church and whatever they're learning for, whatever they're learning for the gigs. But then when I say, okay, what song have you memorized from like a good jazz guy or a good gospel guy? They can't do it, any song that they've actually memorized. So I think in your case, that would be the best thing for you to do because that's going to give you tons of vocabulary. Because remember, improv, ear training, core vocab, all that comes, all that comes from vocabulary. So what I think you need to do is get you a song that challenges because it's going to be different for everybody.
Then every once in a while I'll get like something crazy. Like I don't know if you ever played Minnie Riperton's "Inside My Love."
Mm-mm.
That song, woo, like that their little bridge section. It took me like at least 2 days to learn that because it was just so many changes in it, and it was one of them joints where you were
Yeah.
saying like if I learn a song and then I would have to be like, "Yo, Sean, what's this
Hmm.
chord?" It was one of them songs where like literally you really got to listen to that joint to get it. Um,
Okay. So I just pulled up your channel. So here's what I'm going to suggest you do. Just basically just taking a glance at it. This would be my suggestion for you because similar to me, you're having to change songs every week um, due to your channel. So you're having to constantly do new stuff.
oh yeah,
That's work.
oh yeah,
Okay. That's not personal. That's work. Me transcribing songs for YouTube, that's work. So I put that in the same category as job. Like, I treat it like a job, I treat it like a business. That has nothing to do with me personally, right? So if you want to grow personally, you're gonna have to have your own song that you're not changing constantly. So it's the same thing as a musician who is like a church musician. They're constantly changing their songs, right? So every week they're not learning anything at a deeper level. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? So the problem with having a YouTube channel or having a church gig is that you never actually master anything. That's
Good.
the
No.
that's the issue. So I think you should get one, and you can actually get one of your own songs. You see what I'm saying? Because I do that from time to time. In fact, just the other day, I had to go back and listen to a song I did. I think it was da, 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 Killing Me Softly. I think Corey Haim
Oh
did it.
yeah, yeah, that's my jam. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he did it. It was at that piano convention or something like that. It's got some sweet chords in that. But I transcribed it, taught it real quick, and I was on to the next song by the next week, right? So obviously I didn't really have the vocabulary for it, right? Because vocabulary is always developed slowly. That's the thing we got to remember as musicians. It doesn't come quick. It's all vocabulary is a slow build. It's very slow. So one thing that could help you and actually help your channel is to build your own vocabulary by memorizing a song that you really like and taking it past your video. Does that make sense? To where every time you sit on the piano, it's that one thing, and you open up with that every time. That gives you your structure, it gives you your repetition, it gives you your long-term goals, and it gives you the vocabulary from that song. Because as you keep doing it over and over, it becomes literally part of your playing. And now, anytime you're playing somewhere else, that song will start to come out the more you're playing it. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So, so that I think is what would help you and and anyone honestly. Like if anyone is like having to constantly change, you want to keep something grounded. That's just going to ground you as a musician. Is to have a song that you're just not changing, that you're just consistent, and you get real good at it, and you learn all the chords and all the vocabulary from that one song, man. So
Never thought.
it's a
Hmm.
yeah. That would be how to that's how to do it, because I'm just looking. That's why I have to have a little bit of background information when. So telling me what you're telling me, you know, and then looking at and seeing all the videos you have over here, yeah, that's what I would recommend. Is you just have this one thing that's consistent, that's not changing. So everything else could change. Your videos can change, all that stuff can change, but you're gonna have this one song that you. I'm still working on this song, man. Sean, it's been 7 weeks. I'm still. That's what you need to be saying.
Right.
so
A song
so
that's
let's do.
starting up to challenge me. I got you.
Yeah, yeah, and everybody needs to be challenged, because we don't grow without some pushback. We don't grow without having a challenge, because all growth comes from some type of challenge, right? So I think by doing it this way, then you really grow tremendously.